I have worked for the most feared man in this city for 2 years and I never once knew who he actually was. Let me set the scene for you. Alexander Cross, CEO of Cross Capital. 42 floors of glass and steel in the heart of Manhattan, and he owns every single one of them. The man who once made a CFO cry in a board meeting not by yelling, but by simply staring at him in silence for 30 seconds. The man whose calendar I manage like it is a military operation, because if I miss so much as a 15-minute buffer between meetings, the entire day collapses like a house of cards. That is my life. Has been for 2 years. I am Sophia Reyes, executive assistant, professional mind reader, and apparently the only person in this building who can figure out how Alexander Cross takes his coffee on any given day. Dark when the markets are bad. 1 sugar when he has slept. Which, for the record, is not often. I am good at my job. Really good. And part of being really good at my job means knowing the rules. There are many rules when you work for Alexander Cross. Do not speak unless spoken to in meetings. Do not schedule anything before 7 a.m. or after 9 p.m. Do not touch the files on the left side of his desk. And above all else, do not, under any circumstances, go to the penthouse floor. Floor 42. The elevator requires a separate key card I have never been given. I have sent packages up there via the building's internal courier. I have forwarded calls to a number that rings twice and goes to voicemail. But in 2 years, I have never been above floor 41. I assumed it was some kind of private office. A war room. Maybe a panic room, because honestly, with the enemies Alexander Cross has made in this industry, I would not blame him. I never asked. That is another rule. You do not ask Alexander Cross personal questions. So, last Tuesday. It is 8:47 in the evening, and I am the last person on the 39th floor. I stayed late to finalize a merger document that has to be on his desk by 6 a.m. My feet are screaming. My eyes feel like sandpaper. I grab my bag, I hit the elevator button, and I am already mentally planning a bath and a glass of wine. The elevator opens. I step in. I press the lobby button. And then my phone rings. I am digging through my bag, which, I will admit, is a disaster zone, and I am not watching what I am doing, and somehow, my elbow catches the panel. I hear a soft chime. A different kind of chime. And when I look up, the elevator is moving up. I look at the panel. The button for floor 42 is lit up. Glowing gold. And there is no key card slot on the inside, just a sensor, and apparently my bag, which contains about 40 different key cards for various cross-capital systems, triggered it. I should have pressed another button. I should have gone back down immediately. I know that. I knew it then. But the doors opened before I could think. And I stepped out into a world I was never supposed to see. It was not an office. That was the first thing that hit me. No conference tables. No whiteboards. No cold steel and glass. It was warm. Genuinely warm amber lighting, a wide open living space with a kitchen that smelled like garlic and something savory, bookshelves covering an entire wall, a worn navy couch with throw blankets piled on one end. It looked like a home. A real, lived-in, loved-in home. And then I heard laughter. Not the polished, controlled sound I had occasionally heard Alexander Cross produce in client dinners when he needed to perform warmth. Real laughter. Low and easy and completely unguarded. I froze. He was standing at the kitchen island, his back to me, still in his dress shirt but with the sleeves rolled up and his jacket long gone. And sitting across from him at the island, in a motorized wheelchair, holding a bowl and grinning like he had just won an argument, was a young man. Dark hair. Easy smile. Maybe 19 or 20. And he looked so much like Alexander that my brain stuttered. Alexander turned around. The moment he saw me, every single thing about him changed. The warmth drained. The ease vanished. His whole body went rigid, and his eyes, those steel gray eyes I had learned to read like weather forecasts, went somewhere I had never seen them go before. Not anger. Not cold authority. Fear. Pure, unguarded, terrified fear. And that look on his face broke something open in my chest before either of us said a single word. He looked at me like I was the most dangerous thing that had ever walked into his life. And maybe I was. Because the next words out of his mouth were not "get out." They were "please. Please do not tell anyone you were here." Stay tuned for the next part.